published 6:06 Eastern Standard Time, the 5th of March 2018, updated 18:15 Eastern Standard Time, the 5th of March 2018. Gaffe-prone FA chief executive Martin Glenn was forced into making an apology for his crass remarks in attacking Pep Guardiola's yellow ribbon support for imprisoned Catalan separatists. Glenn had infuriated the Jewish community in particular for mentioning the Star of David in the same breath as the Nazis' swastika symbol when clumsily trying to explain why the FA had charged Guardiola for his political protest. Glenn had said, "Things like a poppy are okay, but things that are going to be highly divisive are not. That could be strong religious symbols, it could be the Star of David, it could be the hammer and sickle, it could be a swastika, anything like Robert Mugabe on your shirt. These are the things we don't want." FA chief executive Martin Glenn launched an extraordinary attack on Pep Guardiola Man City boss. Guardiola continues to wear a yellow ribbon in support of imprisoned Catalans. Manchester City informed the FA that Guardiola had accepted the charge and would no longer wear the symbol for Catalan independence when it breaches FA rules. But he will continue to do so before and after matches and during Champions League games when the UEFA regulations allow him to do. However, Guardiola's partial climb down did nothing to deflect from Glenn's gaffe, which the Holocaust Educational Trust's chief executive Karen Pollock described as astounding and highly offensive. She added, "It shows a huge lack of understanding around the difference between the Star of David, a religious symbol, and the swastika used by the Nazis." Guardiola has chosen to keep wearing the yellow ribbon despite being charged by the FA. Glenn was speaking in Zurich when he said, "Football equipment can't display political symbols." Former senior FA executive Simon Johnson, now chief executive of the Jewish Leadership Council, said, "I have no problem with the FA specifying that all religious symbols are prohibited on a kit. But in explaining that decision, the CEO of the FA's examples are ill-judged and in poor taste. The Star of David is a Jewish religious symbol of immense importance. To put it in the same bracket as the swastika and Robert Mugabe is offensive and inappropriate. We will raise formally with the FA the Jewish community's deep disappointment with his comments." Glenn responded, "I would like to apologize for any offense caused by the example I gave when referring to political and religious symbols in football, specifically in reference to the Star of David, which is a hugely important symbol to Jewish people all over the world." Glenn used the Jewish Star of David as an example of an extreme political symbol. FA chief Glenn believes that poppies are not political symbols. That yellow ribbon eyes Martin Glenn has endured a series of embarrassments and scandals since taking over as the FA's chief executive. He admitted, "Incredibly, I'm no football expert," when tasked with finding a replacement for Roy Hodgson following England's embarrassing defeat by Iceland at Euro 2016, was forced to deny trying to blackmail any Aluko into making a statement that the FA is not institutionally racist after sacked England women's boss Mark Sampson was found guilty, after 3 investigations, of racially abusing her. Said that women are less tolerant of banter than men, during the fallout from the Aluko case. He suggested that the Star of David is akin to a Nazi swastika and a badge in support of ISIS as political symbols he did not think were appropriate for football shirts. "I will be speaking with the Jewish Leadership Council and to kick it out to personally apologize." Manchester City did not want to add to Glenn's embarrassment by criticizing him, only clarifying that their manager was wearing the Marie Curie charity symbol of a yellow daffodil during the game against Chelsea. Guardiola switched to the yellow ribbon before and after the game, which he will continue to do as FA rules allow. An FA statement said, "Pep Guardiola has admitted an FA charge for wearing a political message, specifically a yellow ribbon, in breach of the FA's kit and advertising regulations. A hearing has been requested with a date to be set in due course." Glenn is considered a highly professional and effective chief executive, but he has developed an unfortunate habit of making high-profile blunders. He gave an inept performance alongside FA chairman Greg Clark in front of the Digital, Culture, Media and Sports Select Committee's inquiry into England International Eni Aluko's grievances. Glenn was criticised again for not reading the details of the safeguarding report into Mark Sampson's suitability to be England women's coach when it was first brought to his attention in 2015.